Good afternoon, students. So we have already completed the chapter number 9 and chapter number 10, that is our December syllabus. Now we move on to the next chapter, that is chapter number 11, force and pressure. So topics to be covered in this particular chapters are introduction, concept of force we will see with the help of few examples. Then we define what is the actual meaning of force. Then we will see balanced and unbalanced force. In that we will see contact forces. In that we will discuss about the muscular force and frictional force. Then we will see non-contact force. In that we will discuss magnetic force and gravitational force. And at last we will discuss about the atmospheric pressure. This much topics we will cover in this particular chapter. So students, the term force is not new for you. You are studying this particular concept from the lower standard, maybe in 5th standard. So the introduction of that particular term force is already you have learned in lower standard. So just we go through some specific examples will exactly provide you the actual picture of force. So you have given few examples, few drawings in your textbook. You can go through the textbook and you can just observe that particular chapter. So basically what is the concept of force? Suppose you are playing on the playground and if you have a ball and if it is not moving and sitting at a one place, standing at a one place, means what? You are not applying any kind of external force on that, so that it is in stationary object. But now if you just kick it, so that football or ball, whatever it is, it will move from its place. So what causes that particular object to move from one place to another place? So what we can say, we are applying some external force on that so that that particular object move from one place to another. So we are just kicking that particular football. Okay, if you want to open a door, what you will do? You have to push the door. Then for pushing, you have to apply external force. Okay, so these are the examples of particular that you have to apply the external force so that the particular object will move from one place to another. So basically force means what? A push or pull of an object. Okay, in a simple term you can say a push or pull of an object means you are applying external force. You have to do some act on that particular object, then only it can move from one place to another. Second examples, if you can see that sometimes it happens if a ball is rolling on a ground, after some times it will stop by itself. Those means something applied on that particular ball so that it will stop. So that is also external force. We will discuss about that force in this particular chapter. Okay. So what we can say, force means what actually? So force means what? When you apply or when you pull or push something, it can change its position, it can change its shape and size. Okay, so this is your basically the concept of force. Let's see in your textbook. So force, a push or a pull. Actions like picking, opening, shuttling, kicking, hitting, lifting, flicking, pushing, pulling are often used to describe certain tasks. Each of these actions usually results in some kind of change in the state of motion of an object. If you apply a force, you can just move the stationary object. You can apply a force to change the direction of an object. If you have seen the cricket match, the bowler applied force to do bowling and batsman applied force to change the direction of the ball. So in this particular way we have to apply external force, and the fielder what he will do? Stop the ball. Okay, so here if you observe the cricket match, you can get the idea that bowler using force to throw the ball, batsman using the force to change the direction of the ball, and fielder uses force to stop that ball. So basically this is the idea of force. What causes force to occur? What causes an object to move? What causes an object to change its direction? And what causes an object to stop? So for this 3 questions, the answer is only one, that force. We are applying external force to do such kind of activities. Okay. So in your textbook, 3 diagrams are given. A goalkeeper saving a goal means he is applying force to stop the ball. A hockey player kicking a ball means he is applying force to change the direction of the ball. And a fielder stopping a ball, he is applying force to stop the ball. So here we have to use force to do such kind of activities. Okay, then one table is given to you that you can complete by yourself which kind of force they are applying. Moving a book placed on a table, what you have to do? If I have a book like this, so I can just pull or I can just push, so that the change, suppose I have a pencil, I keep like this. So what I can do? I want to change the movement of this, so I can just push it, so it can move. Okay, so what kind of force you are applying? Pushing. If you change the direction of, let's see the table. Opening or shutting a door. If you want to close a door, you are just pushing that door. Okay. Drawing a bucket of water from a well. If you are drawing means you have to take it up. So what you are doing? Which kind of force it is? You are lifting that. If a textbook is at the bottom, if I am lifting it like this, means I am just lifting the book. Drawing means lifting. So whenever you take out water from the well, you are lifting that particular object. So lifting kind of force it is. Next is a football player taking a penalty kick. So it is pushing. A cricket ball hit by a batsman. So that is pushing. Moving a loaded car, that is pulling. And opening a drawer, you are pulling, you are taking out it, so pulling. So do you notice that each of the actions can be grouped as a pull or a push or both, or you can say lifting. So in science, a push or a pull of an object is called a force. Thus we can say that the motion imparted to objects was due to the action of a force. When does a force come into play? Let's see. Forces are due to an interaction that we will see or discuss in the next video.